Shalom, good evening. This is TV7 Israel News broadcast to you from Jerusalem. A ramming and shooting terror attack claimed the life of an 85-year-old Israeli civilian. Israeli Foreign Minister Gideon Saar tells EU Foreign Policy Chief Kaya Kallas that Israel is fighting the war of the free world. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's foreign policy advisor asserts that the war in Gaza aims to apply pressure until all of the hostages are released. A terror attack plagued Israel's north near the community of Joka, claiming the life of an elderly Israeli civilian and moderately wounding an IDF soldier. The attack occurred at approximately 9:40 a.m. this morning when a 25-year-old Israeli Arab from the Ma'ale Ron Regional Council rammed his vehicle into a bus stop before disembarking from his car, stabbing a soldier with a knife, and then taking his weapon and opening fire toward passing vehicles. Thankfully, a border police force that was on its way to an exercise was on the motorway as the terror attack occurred.
אנחנו לוחמי מג"ב חוף בדרכנו לאימון בבית שאן. אחרי צומת תשבי נתקענו בסיטואציה שיש רכב נכנס בעמדה של אוטובוס, מאחורי העמדה יש חייל פצוע, ישר זיהינו מחבל באמצע הכביש עם נשק, קלטנו סיטואציה של מחבל, צעקתי לחבר'ה שיפרקו כמה שיותר מהר, עם הרכב השני שני רכבים 7 לוחמים סמ"ק חוף, פרקנו אישור קו עד חיסול של המחבל.
Turning to the Israeli capital, where Israeli Foreign Minister Gideon Saar hosted EU High Representative for Foreign Affairs and Security Policy Kaya Kallas. During a joint press conference, Jerusalem's top diplomat welcomed the European institution's top diplomat, during the course of which he highlighted that the multi-front war that Israel faces is in fact a war against Western civilization.
Israel is a strategic asset to Europe. We are now fighting the war of the free world. Iran, Houthis, Hamas, and Hezbollah attack us because we are nearby. But make no mistake, the war is against Western civilization, against its values and its ways of life. It is only natural for us to expect more support from Europe.
Minister Saar seized the opportunity to condemn the deadly terror attack, which claimed the life of an elderly Israeli civilian, while insisting that the abhorrent act of terror was yet another case that was fueled by ongoing incitement.
We saw this morning the barbaric terror attack near Yokneam, which cost the life of a 75-year-old man. This is a result of the ongoing incitement in the Palestinian Authority. In our dangerous region, stability and de-radicalization cannot be attained through weakness. Only after ISIS was defeated on the battlefield did it stop drawing young Europeans to its ranks. It is not true that radical ideologies cannot be defeated. If terror and extremism are eradicated in the Middle East, it will make Europe safer. And if not, the opposite will be the case.
Jerusalem's top diplomat continued by addressing the renewed hostilities against the Islamist Hamas terror organization in the Gaza Strip.
For a week now, Israel has been operating against the Hamas terrorist state in Gaza. Israel agreed to U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff's proposals to extend the temporary ceasefire. But Hamas twice rejected them. They are still holding in cruel captivity 59 of our citizens as hostages. They left us no choice. The war can end tomorrow with releasing our hostages, the demilitarization of Gaza, and the withdrawal of the armed Hamas and Islamic Jihad forces from there. War is not an ideology. We would be happy, and we will be happy, to achieve our aims by diplomatic means. But if that is not possible, we have no choice but continuing our military efforts. Not achieving our war goals would have terrible consequences for Israel, for our security, and for the whole region.
The Israeli foreign minister further stressed that no country is obliged to facilitate a war against itself, citing Article 23 of the Fourth Geneva Convention, which clearly articulates that a side is not obliged to allow in aid if it is likely to assist the military or economic efforts of the enemy, clearly backing Israel's legal position under international law as the Islamist Hamas uses incoming humanitarian aid to finance its activities, to restore its military capabilities, and to recruit new young terrorists.
It must be stated clearly, no country is obliged to facilitate a war against itself. Israel must not be held to a different standard. High Rep, Israel and EU share many challenges. Along with our American friends, we must unite against the axis of evil of Iran, the Houthis, Hamas and Hezbollah. I believe that what we began in Brussels can turn our challenges into opportunities. It can bring more stability and prosperity to Israel, to Europe, and to the free world.
The EU foreign policy chief, for her part, stressed that while Israel has the right of self-defense against terror attacks, its military actions must be proportionate.
The EU stands in solidarity with Israel and its people following the horrible attacks on the 7th of October 2023. And I reiterate now what I said this morning. Resuming negotiations is the only feasible way to end the suffering on all sides. Violence feeds more violence. What we are witnessing now is a dangerous escalation. It is causing unbearable uncertainty for the hostages and their families, and it is likewise causing horror and death for the Palestinian people. Minister Seuraa, as I underlined when we met a month ago, the security of Israel is extremely important to the European Union. Israelis must be able to feel safe in their own homes. Israel has the right of self-defense against terror attacks, whether from Hamas, the Houthis, or Hezbollah. However, military actions must be proportionate. And Israeli strikes into Syria and Lebanon risk further escalation.
It is important to know that the IDF has intensified its military operations throughout the Gaza Strip, with the 36th Division preparing to launch a new ground maneuver in the southern part of the enclave. According to Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's top foreign policy advisor, the military campaign is aimed at fulfilling Jerusalem's war goals, to include, first and foremost, the release of all hostages from Hamas captivity.
Well, we'll do whatever it takes to get our civilians back home, to get back all the hostages home safely and securely. We'll do whatever it takes to achieve all our war objectives. And we actually embraced Mr. Witkoff's proposal. We accepted Mr. Witkoff's proposal, and the Hamas refused. So we're going to do whatever it takes to bring the hostages home. Hamas unfortunately understands military pressure, and only military pressure. In November 2023, we got over 80 hostages out for one reason: military pressure. That's the only reason. The only reason they went back to the negotiation table was military pressure. And that's what we're doing right now, and we're going to get all of the hostages back home.
Prime Minister Netanyahu's foreign policy advisor also addressed an incident over the weekend in which Hezbollah terror operatives had launched 3 rockets in the direction of Israel's northern town of Metula. While no injuries or damage were reported, Israel responded forcefully, with the Air Force striking at over 30 targets belonging to the Iranian proxy. Despite the change, the ceasefire is expected to hold.
Right. Well, we expect Lebanon to take care of its part of the agreement, and the IDF for sure will do whatever it takes to enforce the ceasefire and to make sure that our civilians can get back home safely and securely.
Meanwhile, in an exclusive interview with Fox News on Sunday, U.S. presidential envoy to the Middle East Steve Witkoff explicitly stressed that Hamas bore full responsibility for the collapse of the ceasefire.
I thought we had a deal, an acceptable deal. I even thought we had an approval from Hamas. Maybe that's just me getting duped. But I thought we were there, and evidently we weren't. So this is on Hamas. The United States stands with the state of Israel. There's just that's a 100% commitment, and we've expressed that. Hamas had every opportunity to demilitarize, to accept the bridging proposal that would have given us a 40 or 50-day ceasefire where we could have discussed demilitarization and a final truce. There were all kinds of opportunities to do that, and they elected not to.
Thank you for watching TV7 Israel News. TV7 Israel is a non-profit ministry with all of our productions reliant on your generosity. Therefore, if you're blessed by the content of our programs, I would like to encourage you, support TV7 Israel with a donation. You can do so via our website at www.tv7israelnews.com. Separately, I'd like also to encourage you, pray for the peace of Jerusalem and salvation of Israel. I'm Jonathan Hessen wishing you a Shavua Mevorach, and God willing, we'll see you during our next update. Until then, Shalom from Jerusalem.